This is Reality with Personality. I am Percy A. Lewis together with my co-host.
Ivan Williams, yours truly.
Co-host. Most of our guests get good rating reviews on our show. We neither look up to anyone nor do we look down upon any person. We see people through a plain mirror just the way they are. We see their reality. To look up to anyone is to overcompensate. To look down on a person is to write him or her off, which is misguided. For as long as a person lives, there's always the awesome possibility that she will become the very best version of him or herself. We are apolitical, irreligious, we do not discriminate. We don't identify with any, however, associate with all, without getting entangled. A human being is an individual, one of a kind, and in finding his or her niche, becomes most competent and joyfully immersed in it. No one will be able to do what he or she does better than him or her. So, reality with personality is not interested in driving competition, one against the other. Other media outlets are free, they are already specialized in that. People do well on our show by one, dressing well and having a good background on their set, capturing the attention of the audience from the get-go and holding the attention, only capturing the key events from their early childhood, also informing some of their spirituality, spending the bulk of their 15 minutes talking about their career ambition, informing of their niche if they have found it, and briefly projecting into the future, talking about what they envision for themselves going forward. As you know, co-host, human beings only become full-fledged whenever they are dead,
Right,
assuming their
that's right.
mental acuity remains intact. And today we have in studio Miss Tina Castillo, well known in Dangriga. However, today she's moving up from under the telescope to the microscope in becoming a public figure. She is a teacher who has an after school outreach program. She has recently replaced me as the co host of Habafu Garifuna Talk Show and is on the Dangriga PUP slate vying for Councilor come next municipal election. Together with my friend Rob, she will be seeking a consecutive third term. He will be, and she will be, Councilor as the mayor of Dangriga. Tina, tell us about your journey, past, present, and future, in becoming the best version of yourself.
All right. Good morning again, everybody. Good morning, Dangriga. Good morning, Belize. All right. My name is Clementina Castillo. Everybody knows me as Tina Castillo, so they use Tina for short. I'm a barn and grow Dangrigana. Um, I have been an educator for the past 16 plus years. I'm getting ready to move out of the classroom into the public sector to spread my wings. I'm the owner and founder of Johnson's free tutoring program, a tutoring program that I have started in 2021 during the high peak of the pandemic when students were not allowed to be in the classroom for face to face learning. And this program is still going on after 5 years. We're getting ready to celebrate 5 years in existence. Starting next week, we will start our 2 weeks summer program. We start from the 29th of June and we run all the way up to the 10th of July. I sit on the National Transport Board of Belize. I represent the people in the Eastern Creek District on the National Women's Commission. I'm an executive member of the People's United Party. I'm a DC, I'm a deputy campaign manager. I'm a mother of four beautiful kids, beautiful and smart kids. I'm a community activist. I mean, I believe in helping others. I aspire to be a counselor to keep up the exceptional work that I'm currently doing in my community. Yes, I've applied to run for counselor, and so we're just waiting on our final response before that green light is out there. I've been supported by the people in my community, my area representative, Dr. Louis Zabani, who have been working above and beyond. And so I continue to work under his leadership along with our Mayor Robert Mariano.
Co-host?
Yes, yes. Could you tell us a little bit more about the program, the Johnson tutoring program? Could we go a little
Yes,
bit in depth?
Johnson's free tutoring program has started during the high peak of the pandemic in 2021. During that time, kids were not allowed to be in the classroom for face-to-face learning. So I did a makeshift classroom in my backyard at that time. My past principal, Mrs. Nancy Cruz, she she had allowed me to use the blackboard from school and a few armchairs. And so during that time, because of the SI that was set in place, only a certain amount of people were allowed to be, only a certain amount of people were allowed to be in a particular area. So we started off with only 25 students in my backyard. And from there, we moved up. And now we're at 150 students and more every summer of this year. And we have expanded because I started alone. And now it's myself along with four other lovely teachers, Miss Jessica Sanchez, Miss Kyra Sutherland, Miss Kelsey Castellano, and we have new on board with us, Miss Denisha Alvarez.
And that is catering towards what? Primary school?
Yes, it's primary school students. We do ages 7 to 13 primary school level across the board because we have two sessions. We do morning and afternoon sessions because we separate them by division and age range because we can't have our babies with our upper division. So we do two sessions, morning and afternoon. And all this is free. We started out free during the high peak of the pandemic and we continue for free because we have our ministers who have been contributed. We have international and local donors. I mean, back in the days, we have Mr. Newton Myvet who contributed, Miss Alice Smith. I mean, there's a lot of international donors, and I could go on and on and on. Miss Ash Reynolds. We have our Minister of Education who contribute to our teachers' stipend each year because my teachers, they take out of their busy schedule during the summertime to assist. So I just request a stipend for them, and the minister is always positive with his response. Dr. Zab, who does his yearly contribution, his annual contribution all the time.
Okay.
So you're using the curriculum, the school curriculum?
Yes,
or
we use it. We go by the school curriculum for both infant, middle, upper division. We get the topics and concepts that are to be delivered to our babies during the summer with the school curriculum. Yes, we use the Belizean curriculum and we go competency based because that is what is required. So we do our competency based as well.
Have you ever thought about bringing back those programs like the REAP program and getting people introduced into skilled farming, other skill training like that, to
that's
as a starter, because not everything is academic, sometimes.
Yeah, not everything, and you're perfectly right. Not everything is academic, and hence the reason why we do the competency-based curriculum, because the competency-based curriculum that have been implemented, is all about hands-on activity. And so we don't do the program for the 2 weeks completely academics. The first week is academic, and then the second week we have different activities, and during our second week we have different community workers coming in. And so we always tend to get these farmers and these skilled trained people, our entrepreneurs, you understand? Because yes, we understand that not everything is academic, and then we have learners that will be academic and some that will be skilled, some tactile learners, auditory learners. So I mean, we do get those.
Sure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Tell us about your spirituality. How do you get up your strength every day?
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, Mr. Lewis, I can't do anything without God. And so for me, I am a prayerful woman. I do my best to pray. I teach my kids to pray, to be thankful for every little thing. And so a clear mind and a strong mind, a positive mind will always keep you going. With God at the center, at the forefront, He leading your way, He guiding your way. I mean, that is what gives me my strength and my courage to go on to do the things that I'm currently doing in my community. Because at the end of the day, it's not for the benefit of me, but it's for the benefit of my community. When positive happen, I feel good. So I always try
Okay.
to keep a
Okay.
positive mind.
Yes. I may have missed it, but I would like more detail about your family. I know you didn't grow up. I know you grew up with a couple parents. You know. I know you have two last names from each. You spoke about your children, so give us a little more root in that one.
All
Your
right.
family, where you sprung from. Yeah.
Okay. My dad was a born Belizean, born in this culture capital, Mr. Robert David Castillo. His mom was the late Miss Clementina Castillo. I was named from my grandmother. So my
Okay.
dad, he was born here and grew up in the United States of America. He was a retired American veteran. My mom, I wish I knew my mom. My mom passed away from when I was 2 years old.
Oh my.
Um,
Okay.
Her name
Sympathy.
is Miss
Okay.
Catherine Diego. And
Mm-hmm.
like I mentioned previously on the Mirror Show, that I don't know
Mm-hmm.
my mom, but I know she's proud of the work that I'm doing. But I was
Okay.
raised by Mrs. Yvonne Castillo, J,
Mm-hmm.
my aunt. And
Mm-hmm.
so she did an excellent job in the woman that she have raised. But I would always say to people, I have 4 kids, but
Mm-hmm.
biologically I have 2 girls and 2 nephews that I'm.
You freeze?
Yes, I
Go.
noticed a freeze. I'm not sure
No,
if you
you got
heard
you.
me.
With the hear you.
It's
Go ahead.
okay, but I have 2 nephews that I'm raising for the past 16 years. So I would always
Okay.
say to anybody, I have
Ah,
4 kids.
not a hold the four.
Yes.
Not a hold the four. Okay.
Yes, because those
That's
are my
excellent. That's
boys
good.
too.
Yes, that's good. That's good. Now,
Yes.
your teaching career, you sounded as if though it's coming to an end, or you're weighing your options. Which is it?
Uh, well, like the saying says, Mr. Lewis, once a
Mm.
teacher, always a teacher. And
Mm.
I don't believe that it's coming to an end, but I'm expanding my wings into the wider
I
horizon.
see what I see.
So,
I see.
yes.
Okay
So,
then.
I'm leaving the classroom and
Mm-hmm.
going out into the public sector. But
Mm-hmm.
Johnson's free tutoring program will forever linger on. So there will always be
Mm-hmm.
Johnson's free tutoring program, and
Yes.
I will always be that teacher because I'm certified to be a teacher. Both my
Yes. Yes. Yes.
associate and bachelor's degree
Yes.
are from the
Yes.
University of Belize in primary education. And so on, I have 2 certificates from the University of the West Indies, Belize City campus. So once a teacher,
Yes.
always a teacher.
Yeah. No, we're going to talk about the political career aspiration, but before we get to that one, very few, well, I would say maybe half the people that come on the show have found their niche, meaning that one thing they are joyful doing and they are most competent at in a way where the individuality or speaks for itself, because no two people are born alike. So there's that one thing when you're found it, that niche that no one can do better than you, because you're competent in that field and you're one of a kind. Have you found your niche?
Well, I believe I've found it, but I'm still going on to see if this
Mm,
is actually right. Um, for
mm,
me, Mr. Lewis, I mean, not to say, you know, my political career. Yes, I applied to run politically, but I believe that I just want to continue and with politics or without politics, because I've started my tutoring program and the great work that I'm doing before politics. So I'm just continuing the great work with the support and the assistance of my area rep and my mayor and
Yes,
my
yes.
community, that they have been constantly and continuously
Yes, yes.
giving me the support.
I
And
get you. I get you. I
like
get you.
for me, I had a conversation with my previous principal last night,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
she brought up something, I
What was
mean,
this?
that is vital and essential when it comes to our special need and inclusion kids, because they're special need. And like what Mr. Ivan Ramos rightfully said, if we have thought about the skill training, and so she told me, you know, that this should be something that we should address and look into. Like we should, these kids at the special education center, they are all goes. If we could get them different thing like weed, waka, blender, popcorn maker, to teach them to be young entrepreneurs, because not because they're not academically inclined, meaning that they're not skill based. So being on this political journey, that is something that we should look into. And I believe that, you know, the mayor, along with whichever team will be picked to be on his slate, I'm sure that
Mm-hmm.
all these requirements or these ideas, these initiatives that our community have for
Yes.
us will be
Yes, yes.
implemented. So it's just working along with the members of our community,
Mm-hmm.
along with our leaders.
Okay. Now, there's no trickery in the questions. We human beings don't come with a ceiling. So we grow and expand limitlessly. If you become the councillor, elected councillor, hypothetically, wouldn't you want to become a policymaker in Belmopan? Hypothetically. If
In
you're shy,
Belmopan,
if you are shy, you need not be shy. It's not a trick question. Yes, yes, that's what I said.
so your question is if I want to become a policy maker in
There's a
Belmopan,
well,
meaning
you
that
see, I'm explaining to you.
mhm,
If your niche is to become a policymaker, then you can't stop as a councillor. You have to
yes,
keep going.
of course, that is it,
So
Mr.
that's what
Louis.
I'm trying to
And
find
then
out.
so this is the
If your
reason
niche,
why we're creeping before we walk in, because
well, I'm trying to
eventually that
understand.
step will come.
Yes, but you
Yes,
have to know. You have to know. You, the individual, need to know. If
yes,
you
of
if you are
course.
you're going to stop at if you are going to aspire to become the mayor, or if you're going to aspire to become the area rep, and eventually perhaps the prime minister. That is the question.
Yes, and then so that of course then the policymaker will be then eventually I'll become a policymaker in the house in Belmopan. I get where you're coming from. And hence the reason why we're starting off with counselors,
Not we,
working
not
with our
we, not we.
okay, here's
You.
me. Okay, good. Me, Miss Tina Castillo. Right?
Ah,
This is one of the reasons why I've applied to become a counselor, and eventually I grow from there with the assistance of my leaders,
Percy
my
and Miss Tina.
community.
Percy and Miss Tina, may I ask
one
interject
moment,
here?
one moment, one moment. We are finishing here.
Okay.
So you believe that you found your niche, and it's more likely becoming a policymaker.
Yes, in the future.
That's what a politician is. That's the definition of a politician. Well,
Yes.
you have to start somewhere, right?
Yes, I do.
That's the
I do.
definition. You don't need to be shy, and I'm glad you brought it out. A lot of people are shy because in the culture, they are taught to be shy. You have to be humble. You can't say that. It's a
Yes.
taboo. You don't need to be shy on our show. Okay, finally, politics. Now, politics. You're launching into your political career, right? Mhm. You drop on your head. How did you know from way back when? When did it dawn on you that this is maybe the cup of tea?
Um, for to be honest, Mr. Lewis, this is not the first time I've applied to run. And
Mhm.
then they say patience bring glory. You just need to wait until it's your turn.
Mhm.
So this is the this is its third time I have applied, and this time it's because at the end of the day, I mean, when it comes to politics, you need to put in your pounds. You need to
Yes.
make sure that you're doing what you need to do. And so even after I have applied for this
Mhm.
third time, and even
Mhm.
if I'm selected, I'm not selected, I mean, my work comes from my heart. So
Mhm.
um being a politician or politics, because this is the route that I'm going,
Yes.
doesn't
Yes.
mean right. I mean, I have, for me, I just enjoy what I'm doing, right? And
Mhm.
I have known that this is something that I wanted to do from, let's
Mhm.
say, about 7 years ago.
Yes. Yes.
Right,
Yes. Yes.
7 years ago. And so this is something that I'm doing, and something that I'll continue to do, because I've mentioned before, it's not for me but for the people in my community, because I've been doing it long before politics, right? And I'll continue to
Okay.
do it.
Okay. For your closing remarks, and then we will go to you, co-host, so you could make your snippet
I
presentation.
just wanted to ask one question because yeah, you brought up Tracy, Percy, sorry, to Tina, that policymaker, and we vote in people to become policymakers to make good policies that governs us. And so I always want to emphasize that as a policymaker, it's so important to be a very good one. That
Yes,
that
yes, but you see, the
yeah,
platform is just her.
yeah,
We're not going to
yeah.
broaden it. We just
Sure, but
addressing her. We're not going to
it
broaden it.
yeah,
To be
it's
fair to
important.
her, yeah, but to be fair to her, we're not going to broaden the scope.
No,
We
we're just
just
saying that it is good that she aspires and would find her niche in a good policy maker. That's all I'm saying.
yes. But you see, let us bring out the best version in her. That's it. Let's just bring out the best
Yeah,
version in
okay. At
her.
this moment, it's about her, but
Her.
aspiring to
It's
that
always
would be
about her. It's
no
always about
problem.
her.
All right. But
So now your closing remarks. Why should Dangriga voters vote for you? Make your pitch.
Well, if I'm being selected, right, Mr. Percy, because I told you, like, the selection team haven't been out and said, but if I'm given that opportunity, um my people in my community should vote for me. So I mean, I have been working. The work is there. I've put in my pounds, and then I'll continue to work. I've been a teacher, like I mentioned, 16 plus years. I've impacted hundreds of students and their families. Um, the results are proof. Johnson's free tutoring program continue. I'll when people come to me for assistance, once I can. I mean, even before, like I've mentioned, I've given people assistance, and so the work can continue in our community, to work along with our leaders, to work along with our mayors, our area rep, our people, to ensure that they're taken care of where necessary, whereby they're in need, to make sure that we continue to build our community.
Mhm. That's it. Well, I like. I mean, that. Hmm, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. Now, this is a segment where it's a new segment of our show. Tina, you stay and enjoy it, and then we will chit chat backstage after we go off air. Where my co-host makes his presentation. Short snippet, but a nice presentation. Co-host.
Thank you, Percy. Thank you, Tina. I'm just want to introduce the importance of the right to work. and the right to have proper representation at the workplace, and so on. So I want to encourage all of us to be familiar, to read uh, Part 2, Section 3 of our Belize Constitution, which guarantees a number of fundamental rights and freedoms. And we could list them, but for these purposes, I'm looking at the right to work and the freedom of association. Because remember, you have a right to life, to property, not to be deprived, not to be arbitrary search, and so on and so on and so on. There's so a list of things. But here, for this purpose, we want people to know that they have a right to a way of living, and that has nothing to do right to be employed. That has nothing to do with whether you race, color, creed, whatever. And so you have a right to that, and a right not to be discriminated, irrespective of whatever your background or your whatever. And so that goes along with the right to always try your best to qualify yourself so that you can enter into a proper agreement, so that you have better terms and conditions of employment. Sometimes that might require the right to associate, like the teachers. They have organized themselves into the teachers union, which gives them a level of negotiation to bring about better terms and conditions through collective bargaining.
Okay.
It can be done individually too. So we will be looking at those areas in which you have a right to decent to a right to survival, to live,
Yes,
uh,
yes,
being a
yes, yes.
teacher or being any professional of nature. And
Yes. But
so
we have to bring it.
we want to look at the guarantees that we have there, and the protection that if
Yes,
you are
yes,
discriminated or anything, you have a right to use the very constitution to
yes,
protect
man.
yourself.
Yes.
And so it's an
Yes,
important part for people to
yes,
understand.
man.
Yes, Emperor.
But it is important to piecemeal it, man.
Yes.
We don't want to choke on it. So we will piecemeal it every day, a little snippet.
Yes.
A right to a living, you said make a living?
Yes, it's a right to work and a living. And
Why?
that
Hold on,
yes.
I'm not finished. A right to make a living,
Yes.
which you characterize as a right to work.
Right, a right to work or a right to provide some kind of service, because you don't necessarily have to be working for somebody.
Hold on, man. Work with me, man.
Yes.
So legally or illegally? Or it has to be legal?
It has to be lawful employment.
Lawful.
Right. Yeah.
You have to be on the book, or you could do it off the book.
No, well, it has to be on the book. It's not lawful because you can't engage in things that are not lawful, profession or trade or whatever.
Yeah. If you don't get caught, is it okay?
I don't subscribe to that, Percy.
So these are the things, right? These are the details that I'm saying that I love the snippet, by the way. I just prefer not to choke. I want it, in a little chunk size, but thank you, co-host.
Yes,
it's a nice way to okay, our guest. Miss Castillo, let us continue our air. We've had a very wonderful, rich presentation.